baby, cheat on miss.
Bang, 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 boy, shit break. On the hard thing, out of Alabama, you can add Nick say.
What's the word, gang? It's your boy Alabama Hitter, and you are now tuned in to Hit Squad TV. First and foremost, if you would, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell on the side to be notified on each and every time we decide to slide. And today, bam, we got some disturbing news, and I hadn't reported or covered this this situation because of the simple fact that, you know, it was so convoluted going in. But now that we are at a point where we can actually get some concrete evidence on what exactly happened, we got to talk about it. We absolutely got to talk about it. So we were on live stream yesterday talking about Say So P, Sauce Walker, and the whole Mo3 situation. And people in the comments were saying, what's going on with Young Scooter? Well, you got the APD saying that Young Scooter fell, broke his leg by hopping a fence and bled out. Then you got other people saying that Young Scooter sustained a gunshot wound. My thing the whole time was who put in the 911 call telling the police to go to the residence where Young Scooter was located. And we've got that information. The person on the other side of that 911 call was none other than a young lady that goes by the name of Demi Blanco. Yes, Demi Blanco. Yeah. She's a social influencer. Real life clout chaser. And just to be honest with y'all, she make up pretty good because that mugshot is hideous. Absolutely hideous. But yes, this toxic individual is the one that put in a phone call to the residence where Young Scooter was located to get the police out there because her boyfriend that was rotating with Young Scooter at the time, basically, I don't think that she wanted him to go to Young Scooter's birthday party. You know what I'm saying? And, or should I say, she didn't want him to go without her. And that's what it seems like it was going to be. Yeah, we got to get into it, fam. We got to get into it. This is absolutely crazy. It's a toxic situation. And her being in the way, causing commotion, led to the loss of one of ATL's most iconic rappers in Young Scooter. Let's go.
New this morning while you were sleeping, we got the mugshot of 31-year-old Demetrius Spence, who Atlanta police say placed a fake 911 call that ended in the death of Atlanta rapper Young Scooter. Today, the woman charged with making that fake call before the events that led to the rapper's death will go before a judge. 31-year-old Demetrius Spence is currently in custody at the Fulton County Jail, and that is where we find 11 Alive's Karis Belger. Karis, let's talk about what charges is Spence facing.
Well, Spence is charged with transmitting a false public alarm. She's scheduled to have her first appearance at noon today. Police put out a public call earlier this week asking for the voice of the woman who made those 911 calls to be identified. Later, they say Spence was taken into custody. Young Scooter, whose legal name was Kenneth Bailey, died from injuries to his leg, according to the medical examiner. A statement says he, quote, punctured his right thigh, which led to blood loss. Now, police say they were called to a home on William Kenai Drive Southeast on March 29th about a dispute and a report of a woman being dragged into a home. The caller, who police say was Demetrius Spence, claimed there were gunshots. Atlanta police say officers knocked on the door of the home and a man opened the door before closing it in their faces. Officers say then 2 men, including Bailey, left the home and jumped a fence. And officers say they were not able to corroborate the claims made in those 911 calls. Here's a little bit of that audio.
The situation that's going on right now, this girl doesn't have on any clothes. They threw her outside. He was fighting the girl. It sounded like they were fighting over drugs. And they started shooting. But the house needs to be investigated. They're definitely doing illegal stuff over there.
Now, Atlanta police have released a statement, and they reiterated in that statement that they did not fire their weapons during their interaction with Bailey or any of the others, nor did they use force. Right now, the incident is still under investigation. I'm Karis Belger, 11 Alive News.
All right, Karis, thank you. And if you want to listen to that full 911 call, we do have it inside the story. Just head to 11alive.com.
I think we do want to listen to it. I think that's exactly what we're going to do, because she made so many false claims. You know what I'm saying? They out there fishing without a license. They jaywalking. They fighting dogs. You know, anything that she could do to get, well, over to this resident. And fam, I'm going to tell you now, if you're dealing with a female like this, you know, God forbid that you take it this far into the relationship to where you have to suffer a fate like this. Notice the red flags and cut these folk off early, man. But this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. And, you know, none of this should have happened. None of it. But we're going to get into this 911 call, man. Oh, my bad, y'all. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Yeah, here we go.
Okay, so I'm the neighborhood watch, and basically, like I said, these guys they're like selling drugs in and out of the house.
First of all, she's not a neighborhood watch. She is in a whole nother county and fabricating everything.
You see is guys coming in and out of the house with guns and stuff. They holding the guns in the air, and then it's like, I'm not sure if they're pimping, but it's the situation of.
So they beating women, they pimping, they got guns outside shooting. They doing the absolute most.
Going on right now. This girl doesn't have on any clothes. They threw her outside. He was fighting the girl. He literally fought the girl. I'm not sure what they was fighting over. If they was fighting over drugs, that's what it sounded like. It sounded like they were fighting over drugs. And then they started shooting. She had someone come over there and they started shooting. But the house needs to be investigated. They're definitely doing illegal stuff over there, and it's disturbing the area.
How many shots were fired?
I would say 3. It was 3 shots.
When did it happen?
It's happening now.
So basically, this is an emotional woman, probably after a heated argument exchange with her boyfriend. And what did she do? She hopped right on the phone and called the laws. Disgusting, fam. Absolutely disgusting.
Okay.
So I believe the girl is hurt.
And they're coming from 273 William Now Drive?
Yes. And the girl is hurt because she was like bleeding profusely, like blood everywhere.
Okay. Do you see or hear anything else?
Yeah, she's trying to get away and they're holding her. She's being held hostage. Like they brought her, the guy that was fighting her, she ran outside naked and then he was fighting her outside. And then there was another commotion. She tried to get away. He dragged her back in the house. So now they're at the door, literally fighting. She's trying to get out. He's refusing to let her out. And it's like 7 guys in the house.
Seven guys in the house. The girl bleeding profusely. They done hit her with a barbed wire bat. All type of craziness, fam. I mean, And what do you think the law gonna do when they get this call? They're gonna absolutely gear up. They're gonna move in an aggressive fashion because this is an aggressive situation that she's painted. You understand what I'm saying? So you can't blame the laws. You got to put all the blame on this Demetria Spencer lady. You have to, because she single-handedly set in course the chain of events that led us to losing young Scooter. So I think that's gonna be it as far as the call goes. But listen, gang, after she was discovered, because people absolutely knew her voice and they started calling her out on this whole situation, she feels the need to take to social media and make things worse. Yeah. She chose to go to social media and explain her side of the story. Part A, as she says.
There's a reaction for every action. This is part A. You guys didn't have part A. You guys only have part B. And the narrative, it looks like I was trying to set this man up because you guys don't have part B. I'm giving you part B. I'm giving you what led up to the call. I was physically abused, so I called to protect myself. That's the issue. That's part A. I never had any intentions to get anybody hurt. I was the one that was getting hurt. I came here to say my truth. That's it. That's all. I don't want no clout. I don't want anything. All these troll pages, y'all don't know me. None of y'all know me at all.
So what we're hearing is, it looks like she's been crying. Her nose is all stopped up. But yeah, you set this off, fam. You put this into motion. And Lord only knows how she felt when she realized that somebody lost their life behind all of this foolishness. But even in that instance, you couldn't own up to your own shit. You couldn't take no accountability. You had to take back to the internet and one up.
At the end of the day, I'm a woman. And
That's another thing. She's a woman. That's a dog whistle. You were not being beaten on. Not at that time. Now, if you've been beaten, that would have been at an earlier time. Such phone calls needed to be made at that time that you were actually getting hands and feet put on you, fam. Don't do it after the fact. No, you are absolutely enraged by your boyfriend. Yeah, absolutely enraged by your boyfriend. And even if you were being beaten at that time, which we all know that that's a lie, you couldn't have given the phone call that you gave. And you didn't say it was you that were being beaten. You said it was someone else. Light-skinned chick, 5'2", 5'3". Isn't that what you said? Okay.
physically abused multiple times.
Now, I know y'all see old girl, young Scooter's ex-girl. I don't even know if this was his girlfriend.
Shout out to bro. Yeah, shout out to bro. Get that lined up, bro. That's a bad look. But anyway, y'all have it. Young Scooter's assailant, and I'm standing on that. She's just as guilty as that fence. She's just as guilty as anyone else for the demise of young Scooter. Bam. People ask the questions, well, why was he running? Bam. You don't know what somebody got in their house. It's your birthday. Do you want to get booked on your birthday? You got big plans going on. It's your 39th birthday. You know what I'm saying? Just crazy work. And I'm pretty sure bro felt like, I'm finna hop these fences. I'm finna be out of here. I'm clean. Or maybe he wasn't clean. Maybe he had a package on him. It's his birthday. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the sticky icky is legal in Georgia. Maybe he had a package on him and he wanted to get up out of there. You know what I'm saying? For whatever reason that he bailed out that house pales in comparison to what was done over that telephone. And when I thought about it, it reminded me of none other than Carlee Russell. If y'all remember Carlee Russell here in Birmingham about a year ago, Carlee Russell took to 911 and put the city of Hoover, the city of Birmingham, state authorities, and every surrounding municipality on a wild goose chase for nothing. For nothing. For that, Carlee Russell ended up getting a year in jail. There was a loss of life on this one, so this is going to be way more than that. Way more than that. Who knows what the sentence is going to be? But she definitely guilty. Guilty of sin. Shout out to Demetria Spencer, aka Demi Blanco. You got your clout now. Everybody knows you. That's what you wanted in the first place. But this is sad, man. Rest in peace to Young Scooter. Shout out to the Free Bands gang. This is what we call a weird circumstance. This is definitely not the way you want to go out. And I hate it for him, hate it for his family, hate it for his son that has been so vocal since the death of his father. But rest in peace to Young Scooter. Prayers and condolences to his family. And that's my time, gang. Y'all hit that like button if you're still here. Hit the subscribe button if you hadn't hit it. And continue rocking out with the Hit Squad, man. We got more to come. To What Alabama Hitter. And until the next time we decide to spin, I'm in the wind. Salute to the hitters.